Alright guys, so today we're going to be playing the expansion of Inscription, which is Kaycee's mod. Obviously it was most likely made by Kaycee's. I should have searched that up before starting, but anyway. Either way, what Kaycee's mod is it's basically a developer, or I guess game dev supported mod, to the point where they even put a beta in to make it basically an expansion for the game, and they update patch notes for it and put it on the thing. So I'm gonna say it's basically expansion, even though it's a mod. What Kaycee's mod should do is, what we're gonna be doing at least, is there's a bunch of challenge options, right? These challenge runs should allow the game to be a lot more interesting than base Inscription. Not to say that base Inscription isn't fun, but I've put 100 hours into it, and I kind of end up doing the same runs over and over. The first run should just be the same as base Inscription, though. So, I'll talk about, I guess, things that I plan to do with the channel and all that. Otherwise, I'm just going to get this started. So, first off, we have to do 10 challenge points to start unlocking other challenges. So, the easiest one is not starting with the fishhook item. The fishhook item isn't even that good to begin with. It's kind of decent, that's about it. Your pack holds one less, or trapper pelts cost more. We'll just do one less pack, so that way I can get more, pack rats. It'll just be easier if I don't have to have 3 items. I can have 2, so I can get more pack rats, since if I want to use an item, it's quite replenishable. So, as you saw, we start out with the same starting hand. Stoat looks a little different, but same old Stoat, right? We also start with 2 rabbit pelts, which is new. To begin the game, you start out with the trader. So, you use these 2 pelts to basically buy whatever seems worthwhile. This makes the run a lot less RNG based, but still at the end of the day it's relatively RNG based, right? I'm just gonna go with another wolf. Most of those cards there weren't all that good. Ant is decent if you can make a deck for him, but right now I don't really have any way to make that. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna sacrifice the mantis into the wolf, just so I can get some more DPS early on, so that way this wolf can carry us through the beginning game, and then we can most likely transition to another card. So, if you haven't seen fighting in Inscription before to begin with, to the right here is going to be our items. Candles represent how many lives we have. In this case, we have 2 lives, so if we lose a fight, we lose 1, and then if we lose another, we die. This is your hand. The blood refers to basically how many squirrels you need to sacrifice, or monsters. Here, I'm just not going to do anything. I'll just end my turn. I'll take the 1 damage. And then I'm going to spawn in the wolf that we just made, and this should be a win. I'm not going to focus on trapper pelts like I do in my other playthroughs. I'm just going to try to get through these runs as quickly as possible, since they're already full playthroughs of runs. I like to not make it like a 2-hour long thing. Ooh, golden pelt. That's pretty lit. That's awesome. I'll explain bosses, but general, I don't really know what I want to give this to. I guess I'll give it to Stoat. I mean, I could give it to the golden pelt, it seems. I didn't even know you could do that, but I'm not really planning on doing that. I guess I'll just give it to Stoat. I'm not gonna explain general enemies that don't have anything special about them, but if enemies have unique abilities like Alpha, for example, or these guys, they have waterborne, which means you can't attack them. They also have flight, which means they'll, if I don't have a card with air defense, they attack over it. So basically they'll do 2 damage every turn no matter what. I'm just gonna use an item. There was a squirrel in a bottle. Basically, it just gives me another squirrel, and then I'm just gonna put the wolf down since I have 2 sacrifices. From here, I'm just gonna try to increase my DPS so I can kill this as quickly as possible. And then that should be that. Yep. If you want to learn a lot more about Inscription, I would recommend checking out like my old streams for my first playthrough, or even honestly just going back. Yeah, I'd just say my first playthrough for the full game. There's a lot of stuff that gets covered in it. It's probably the best one. It's like an 8-hour stream, so if you don't want to watch it, it's fine. It's just, it explains a lot of concepts. But I'll try to explain as I go. Here's bones. If you don't know what bones do, when a creature dies, you get a bone, or when you sacrifice a creature, you also get a bone, right? These are not sacrifices, they're their own currency. So if you have enough bones, you can play the card. Here, though, none of these cards are honestly all that good, so I'm just gonna re-roll it. That's what that flower does. Cockroach has the ability that if he's killed, he basically just goes back into your hand. Very good ability, right? And then this card is a randomized card for every single time it's played. Just because I think this run shouldn't be too hard, I'll take it, because I think it'll liven up gameplay. So now I'm going to go over here to the totem. What there's going to be for totems is there's going to be heads. Each class has basically its own race, right? So here we have like the wolf race. There's birds, reptiles, etc. And so that is what attribute here at the bottom will affect which race, right? So attributes are literally any special abilities, like buy strike, right? Could be one of these totems, and then you could get it for wolf, and every wolf would buy strike. No other thing besides wolf would buy strike. For here though, guardian's not all that good, but at the same time, I don't have any birds or reptiles, so I'll just take it. It's better than nothing. As you see here, basically all it does is just randomize a card every time. Yet again, I'm just gonna take damage here. There's not really any threat. Here, I'm going to spawn a wolf, do 3 damage. The bee will attack over the wolf, and then also kill the other ant. So, let me see here. I could end the turn here if I use pliers to get, you pull a tooth out and you get 1 extra on the scale, but I think I'm just gonna let it continue on, and then we'll basically win next turn. So here I'm gonna use 2 squirrels. I'm gonna use this Cthulhu. What its ability was for the bell is the closer it is to the bell, the more damage it does. So 4, 3, 2, 1 for each for their position, right? But that'll be more than enough to kill. I'll even get some teeth, but we're most likely just gonna avoid the trapper for the first run. We already have a golden pelt, so field mice is a very good card, one that can allow breaks quite easily. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a copy of it is created in your hand. I'm going to grab this just in case I get like some Ouroboros set up or just something else. So we're gonna avoid the sacrifice because that means I would have to get rid of field mice, and I don't really want to do that right now. I want to wait till we have like a good way to use it. So now our campfires, they can either increase attack or HP depending on the amount. It's 1 attack for each time you play it, and then 2 HP for each time you play it, right? So getting a 4-2 isn't that bad. I could also buff this guy, but I think I'm gonna buff. No, I'm gonna sacrifice the field mice, so I'll just buff the wolf. You can choose to keep playing it, but it's a little risky. But I'm not gonna play him most likely because I'm not trying to lose like my only good card. That is a good way to get rid of cards though. Like if you don't want to have a card in your deck, you can just keep rolling it until either A, the card becomes good, or B, what do you call it? It gets removed from the deck. So one thing you'll notice is the bosses are going to be randomized, unlike normal, right? Normally you would have the prospector here, but here we have the angler. If you don't know what any of the bosses do, I'm going to explain them throughout this, right? But I guess you're not really going to see what the angler does because I'm going to kill him each phase in one turn, right? But what he would normally do is he would, after a turn, he would pull your cards, right, to his side and make them his. And then for his second phase, he'll put a bait bucket in front of whatever cards are on the board. Here, there's only one card, and that's the wolf, so he put a bait bucket in front. But since we have buy strike, we just avoid it. You can also avoid it by using flight, so if you have a buy strike or flight, I would recommend using that to end the phase. I'm just gonna end it. There's nothing else to say about the boss. If you don't want to lose your cards, I recommend you can just put squirrels, and that basically shuts him down for the first phase because he'll like drag the squirrel in, and that's kind of it for him. So after every boss fight, you're gonna get a rare card. Rare cards are just like a certain set of cards. I'm probably just gonna get Tri-Strike. I think Tri-Strike's very good. Yeah. I could buff the hell out of the Mantis God and then just get some field mice. We could do that. That could work. Give it like the field mice ability and buff the hell out of it with campfires. I think that would work. So, if you don't know, you can kind of tell who the boss is going to be based on the color of the map. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the Trapper, but... So, here's Buy Strike. This is another ability called Sprinter. Basically, whatever direction the arrow is facing is where it will move after it attacks. Magpie, you basically can choose any card in your deck and draw it. Right? Obviously, you still have to draw a Magpie, so it kind of like, you get a card that sucks, and then you get a card that like... You get a card that sucks, but you'll be able to find whatever card you're looking for, right? It's pretty good. I think I'm down to get it. Yeah. I think I already know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna buff the wolf because it's just HP. No, I'm gonna pull away. There's still no Trapper. That's weird. Normally you get a Trapper by now, but... Raven Egg. I remember this face. There's not much I can do about the Raven Egg, so I'm just gonna end my turn. I should be able to win on this turn though, because I can do 6 damage with this guy. So now you're gonna figure out what the golden pelt does if you don't already know what pelts do. I'll give a brief summary. Base pelts allow you to get basic cards. Wolf pelts allow you to get those basic cards, but they are already awakened with some ability. And golden pelts allow you to get rare cards, like Ouroboros here. Wow, that is very, very good. We could get a Tri-Strike Ouroboros, or we could get a Field Mouse Ouroboros and try to break. I don't know what this is. This is a new symbol, but I know if I go this way, I can get a 6/10 wolf with buy strikes, so I'm gonna do that. It also lowers my hand, so it's going to be very worthwhile. This card's gonna basically kill like everything. Like a 6/10 for 2 costs is crazy with buy strike, so it's basically a 12/10. So long as I can get that card every time, I should win. Not a good starting hand, to say the least. I'm gonna have to end my turn here. This is gonna be interesting because I'm kind of screwed. Because I have no way to kill this guy. Because he's gonna do 3 damage here, right? So I'm gonna go down. Ouroboros can't kill that quickly. I don't have anything with air defense to block. Even if I use the pliers, I'm going to basically die. I can't block with squirrel. I could hope for stoat with air defense. Mantis God. Is that good enough? No, it's still not good enough. Yeah, I'm gonna play this, but I'm going to lose. There wasn't really much I could do. I just got a bad hand to start off with. It's just how it is sometimes. But that's why the game gives you 2 candles. If you didn't realize though, once you get to the bosses, your candles are gonna get, well, A, all the extra candles you have are gonna be turned to smoke cards. And B, once you finish the boss, your candles get relit anyway. So it's not that bad of a thing. Here is basically like a different way of pulling cards. What this is you can choose based on the race of the card. So Hooved is usually the best. Black Goat is a very good card. I think I am gonna use Black Goat and sacrifice. I could buff the Mantis God, but do I have any extra cards that are the same? No. Okay, so this is the Bone Lord. Normally, if you would just sacrifice any card, right? Even this card you can sacrifice. But if you sacrifice, oh wait, let me explain what you get when you sacrifice. If you sacrifice, right, you'll get a bone at the start of every turn. But if you sacrifice a Black Goat, you'll get 8 bones at the start of every turn. You get a line that he was immensely pleased, and now you'll get 8 bones at the start of every turn. Right now, I don't have a card that uses bones, but once I do, it'll be worth it. That is a pretty bad card. Here we have the same thing, but this time I can actually, like, just win in this circumstance. It's actually the exact same situation, but this time I actually have the card that was, like, meant to kill this guy. I'll just play the Stoat for extra damage, just in case we do eventually get the Trapper, but it seems like it's not happening. I may also try to see if I can get another card that I already have. If not, that's fine. Thought I had no, I didn't get Cockroach. I was trying to get Cockroach, but I didn't get it. I could play Cockroach at the beginning of a turn, but it's honestly not that good. I could get another Magpie, but I don't know how that would work. I'll just get a Rattler, because it would make the Magpie a 2/2, but it would also still just have Hoarder and Flight. It wouldn't gain any abilities, so I'll just get the Rattler. And then you can get a secondary card of 1, right? But I'm just going to boost the Mantis God, as we were talking about earlier. Honestly, I'll probably just boost him to the point where even if like he were to die, I would just not really care. Oh, never mind. I'll just pull back. I didn't mean to scroll back with my mouse wheel, but it's fine. It's honestly probably the better option. So we can get Bulldog or Flight. I'll take Flight. So I don't have a top yet. I'm just collecting the ends, right? But once I do get the top, I'll basically be fine. So far our whole plan is basically just use that wolf to win. Magpie also, or Mantis God also works because it'll kill both. And then I'll leave traps and then I can infinitely stall that guy. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for that. So normally I wouldn't try to stall, right? But here, I think stalling makes the most sense. And then, what do you call him? He has air defense, so he would kill. Would they both die? I think they would. Let me try this. I think this works. And we're gonna get the wolf. And then they both should die. Oh no, he just defends. Okay. That's fine anyway. So, yeah. Normally, these would kill you. Let me make sure. Mighty Leap. Sigil Baron is... The card bearing the sigil perishes, the creature opposing it will perish as well. Did they make it, like, not in front? Like, if I do this, will I die? No. Okay. So, what that does is anything that's in front will get insta-killed. But since we're at buy strike, we're not attacking anything in front of us. So, at the end of the day, we're really just not doing anything in general. We don't lose the wolf and we just remove the traps. So now comes the trapper part, or the trader, not the trapper. You can remove certain cards from his hand. In this case, buy stray, that kills, that brings up this guy, but the mole defense. I'm just thinking about which one's the best one to get rid of. The mole's pretty bad to get rid of because it'll attack, kill both of these, bring up. But this, if I take that, it's gonna bring this guy down, and then I would take 5 damage, so I wouldn't live. If I bring that down, that's not gonna help me. I think the best option is taking it's either taking the bullfrog or the wolf. I think it's the bullfrog. From here I'm going to use squirrels as stalls. Right, so this is just so I can stall some damage out. I just didn't want to die from that, right? Yet again, just going to stall out and let the wolf take care of the rest. And we win. There you go. So, this is kind of why I am, like, bored with base Inscription. So I hope this, like, makes it a lot harder than what base Inscription was, because it kind of comes down to just making one very OP card, and then that's it. I guess we'll do Strange Larva. Not that much investment for a pretty good card overall if you get enough turns. So now we're on the Prospector one, right? I can choose... I think we're gonna go this way since there's a lot of sacrifices here, right? Yeah. So if you pass this trial, you'll get another card, but honestly, I don't really want any more cards. I think I already have enough cards to begin with. So I'm gonna try to fail the trial. So the best one to fail the trial is Bones. And of course I get the Rattler, so I actually complete the trial. Yay. Well, that's not that bad. Rattler with Trinket Bearing is pretty good. Bees Within is pretty bad though. Okay. Trinket Bearing, if you don't want to read at the bottom, basically if I don't have a full amount of items, which in this case would be 2, then I will get an item every time that card is played. Let me see here. I could probably do Field Mice. Ooh, Field Mice Magpie would be interesting. Field Pie Mantis is also very good. I think I'm gonna do Field Mice Mantis, because I'm not trying to do Aura stacks. I guess I shouldn't have got Aura to begin with if I wasn't gonna do Aura stacks, right? But I think this is fine. Right. Because now we'll just have... Oh, I didn't know that they gave a symbol to Mantis God. Originally, Mantis God didn't have a awakening symbol, right? So he would just stay the same but gain the abilities. Now they actually gave him like a little thing. That's cool. Here's our 8 bones we start off with. So when a card bearing the sigil is played, a copy of it is created in your hand. So I can play this, right? And then I should get another one. Yeah. This will do 6 damage and this will do 9. I'm just trying to get an item and then that'll take care of the rest of that. Okay. That's pretty damn good. If I can get... Sorry about the cut, my headset died, but we're gonna continue on with the run. I had to charge it up a little bit so I could like hear the game audio. You would still be able to hear me if I didn't, but I mean, I would like to hear the game audio a decent bit. We could do Alpha, or we could do... Alpha would be pretty good if I could get Field Mice on the board. Do a Rattler. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for that. I mean, it's also 5 bones, so I kind of need things with bones anyway. So, I can do a few things here. I can do Magpie on Ouroboros. That'd be weird. I think I'm just gonna do what I was planning, which is the Alpha and the Rattler. Because these Rattlers are going to be combined here. Right here. That's where they're going to be combined at. So we have another totem battle. This is a pretty bad totem if I have to say so myself. Hold up. Yeah, this loose tail ability, basically if they get attacked, they move to the left or right, whichever is available. And there will be a tail placed there, but it's not that good of a card at the end of the day. The fact I could use a squirrel. One struck. That doesn't have air. A beehive really should have air defense. It's kind of weird that it doesn't, but I guess I'm just gonna buff a squirrel and do 4 damage. That's real. That's definitely pretty weird. But I win here, and then that's that. Alright, on to the next one. So, out of all the bosses, I would say the Prospector's probably the worst one. Not like boss-wise, the Trapper's the worst one, but like the ability for the final boss. I think I can avoid this because I don't know what the sigil is. So I don't think I have it. Apparently I have. Unkillable Great White's pretty good. Bell with B is pretty meh. Okay, I'm down for Unkillable Great White. That's pretty good. Not that the Great White wasn't already unkillable to begin with having Waterborne, but that's what it is, you know. So now we get to do the double Rattler, which is pretty dope. A 6-2 Rattler for 6 bones is pretty good. Especially the fact that it has Alpha and the backpack ability. I think that's kind of dope. I guess we will figure out what this does. I kind of want to see, so I'll go to it. I think it's a little bit of a waste. This was the point of the Rattler too, which works out very well. The Rattler's point. We're gonna use this. The reason I'm using it is because my pack is 2, and I'm gonna get another item here. So I might as well use it. That's 9 damage and 6 from the Rattler. That's crazy. That's so much damage. That's 15. I'm gonna try to get rid of cards. Here, I'm just gonna go here so I don't have to get any more cards. I didn't have any cards, so that's why the, what do you call it, post didn't do anything. So let's see what this is. Oh god. I don't even know what this is gonna do, and I'm already scared. I could sacrifice the Stoat for this. I'm kinda down. I could do the Great White too, but let's see. Well, what are you gonna do with the Stoat? I think that's pretty... Yeah, Master would be pretty hype. It's not just like the card, but I mean, oh, I have another Stoat. I didn't know I was gonna do that. I didn't need another Stoat. No, I didn't need that. I also don't really need a pack rat either, but I'm getting a bunch of stuff I don't really need. That's great. That's just handy dandy. It's probably gonna screw me over during the, what do you call it, boss fight. But this is what it is. If you don't realize by now, keeping decks to a minimum are like the best thing you could probably do. You don't really want to have like a bunch of things. This will do 6, so I can just play this, and then I can get one in my hand on my turn, and then he'll turn it into a boulder, and then I'll just use the other one that I got here to win the next turn, and that should take care of it all. He removes everything from the back rank, and now we'll just do Squirrel, Princess God, and win. There you go. So I'll probably try to get a sacrifice, but I think all my things already have sigils on them, right? I guess I could give Magpie air defense, just so I could get rid of the Stoat card. Malgum, he's one of every class, including squirrels. Long Elk, pretty bad. Gek. Field Mice Gek would break the game because it would be free damage. Yeah, if you got Field Mice Gek, you would win no matter what. Unless they had air. But if you could get combined Gek with air defense, you would win every situation. Strange Larva needs to do at least 1 damage before it can actually insta-kill anything. I guess I'll just go the Amalgam. I mean, 3/3 is okay. I think I already have enough DPS where I don't need, what do you call it, Touch of Death. Oh, they added a little sigil. That's cool. That's actually dope. You can also get a totem here too. I still don't have a totem, but let's see. Is there anything I want to sacrifice? I could sacrifice the Magpie's ability to the larva. That'd be decent. That would just make it easier. I already have that. I can't trade anything, so this one's definitely the better option. I don't think the totem's gonna be as good. I could also do Unkillable Ouroboros, but let's just try to keep it simple here. Strange Larva, Magpie. Just statistically better Magpie. Not damage-wise, but cost-wise. Oh, a little red lighting too. I think it's cool. So since this is the final boss, I guess I'll just continue talking about what I want to do for this channel. I plan to try to at least upload weekly. School's kind of been screwing me over, as I said like earlier, but it's a little rough. I've been doing good in school. It's just to do good in school, what do you call it? I had to like do a lot of stuff to make that the case, you know. These both do 6, so the 6-10 wolf's the same thing. This should win the first phase. So I plan on at least uploading weekly, or at the very most trying to. Sometimes I may not because school screws me over like really badly that week or something, but otherwise I'll try my best to. This should win, yeah. And then 30 damage here is gonna be pretty goated. So I have buy strike here, so I do 12. Let me do. How do I do this? I can do sacrifice 2 or use the squirrel and then sacrifice the goat, but then I don't get that in the position I want to. I could sacrifice 2 of these guys. Play that. I think I'm gonna go with this. Just end my turn. I should take care of most of the damage, and then I'll just deal with the rest this turn. And then that should be it for the run. As for Isaac, I plan on continuing to play that. I don't know if I'll do it like bi-weekly, like I'll do Inscription 1 for the week, and then the next week I'll do Isaac, but I'm planning on, I guess I will alternate, but as for that, that was basically the first run through Kaycee. No, nothing really challenging, but I hope the difficulty ramps up. Here's my misplays. Apparently I played 9 misplays. If it's like Stoat, they'll probably be on crack, but I hope they use a more statistical thing than Stoat does, because you could play the best move and Stoat would be like it's a terrible play. But with the run finished, I would like to wish you all good luck. I hope you have a good day, and I'm out. Peace.